What's going on, 24topia? You guys sick of hearing from me yet? Whew, that's a relief. Well, as you know, rumors surrounding the SNES Classic have been circulating for a while now, and it seems Nintendo is almost ready to pull the trigger on its next Classic Mini for the upcoming holiday season. As you know, in our last video, we started out our list of games that should be included on the SNES Classic. Today, we're going to be looking at the next 10 games that should be included. This is going to be going over most of the multiplayer titles I think should be included on the SNES. Although some other games on the list will have multiplayer capabilities, such as Donkey Kong Countries and Mario games. These are the ones I feel truly show off the different types of multiplayer games available on the console. Don't forget to find the fake fact of the video. Congratulations to last video's winner, the Flash Blink. Kudos to you! Now that that's out of the way, I'm your host 24Kevin, here for 24Kevintendo, and here's 10 games that should be on the SNES Classic, Part 2, Electric Boogaloo, Multiplayer Madness! Number 10, Kirby Superstar. Alright, I have a slight bias here, as this is one of the few games I actually saved up money to buy as a child. Known as Kirby's Fun Pack in Europe, Kirby Superstar is a mashup of 7 main games and 2 sub-games, giving gamers a large variety of fun ways to enjoy the pink poof ball. The really cool multiplayer aspect of this game would allow you to create a helper with the ability that you copied. This created a much more fun casual gaming experience for Player 2, because those dying didn't really affect Player 1's progress. Basically the equivalent of Tails in the Sonic games. And it was the perfect compromise for the older sibling who didn't want their younger sibling screwing up their game saves. Add in the sub-game competitions and the boss rush, and you have hours of entertainment out of this one title alone. Number 9, Yoona Racers. While Kirby Superstar focused on teaming together, this game was the high-octane opposite. Yoona Racers had the player take control of various unicycles and competed against other computers and friends alike in drag races, circuits, stunt tracks, and half-pipes. It's a shame Pixar had to come in and sue Nintendo to stop producing this game after releasing Red's Dream, a movie about a little red unicycle. Pixar eventually won the suit, and Nintendo had to cease all production on the game, which is why people have yet to experience the awesome adrenaline rush Yoona Racers has to offer. And I know it's unlikely we'll get it on the SNES Classic due to these copyright issues, but a man can dream, can't he? Number 8, NBA Jam.
Kaboom! Here it comes! Boom shakalaka! Like my wife always says, not tonight!
Those phrases alone should be enough to explain why I want this game on the SNES Classic. This game took all the aspects of the NBA and exaggerated them to hilarious results. What's crazy is this game was only conceptualized after Midway's previous arcade title, Total Carnage, failed to meet sales goals. It's hard to believe that something developed as a worst-case scenario was able to carry on for years after, solidifying itself as one of the best sports franchises of all time and a must-have for this console. Number 7, NHL 98. The last iteration of the old-school franchise to appear on the SNES, NHL 98 was the epitome of top-down hockey games for its time. Not only is the control scheme very easy to learn so anyone could play, it's also very intricate and gives the player full control over their character and discourage button mashing. Add in the improvement on graphics compared to earlier iterations, and you have yourself one of the finest NHL games ever created. Also, I'm Canadian, and not including a hockey game on a list like this would be blasphemy! Number 6, Pilot Wings. One of 5 launch titles released with the SNES in North America, Pilot Wings allowed the player to take to the skies with various aircrafts in order to complete his flight training exercises. This one downside to this game is the lack of levels, with there only being approximately 10 levels of varying difficulty. Although all missions are timed and your ability to explore is limited, the sheer anxiety that comes with your fuel meter, combined with the effort it takes to achieve your perfect score, makes this game a hoot and a half for players of any generation. Number 5, Super Bomberman 3. I know there were 5 installments on the Bomberman franchise on the SNES. Unfortunately, only 3 were released with the English translation though, and since I'm from North America, we're talking about the English version, so we'll go with this one. Not only does the game have a story mode that continues the story from Bomberman 2, but the game also includes a fairly in-depth multiplayer mode. The game even added more characters, all representing different countries, and the ability to ride some pretty dang cute kangaroos to give you an extra hit point. They added in the ability to play with 5 different characters thanks to the multi-tap. Remember when you had to use an add-on just to play with more than 2 people? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Were Nintendo able to release a multi-tap add-on and actually create enough extra controllers, this would be the perfect party game that will piss off your friends. Number 4, Tetris Attack. You can't not include the single best-selling franchise of all time. I mean, that would just be ludicrous. Tetris Attack took a different approach to the gameplay, where the player would have to swap different colored blocks with another slot to create vertical or horizontal lines. similar to Pokemon Puzzle League, if you will. There was a single-player campaign mode that took place on Yoshi's Island, where the story followed Bowser after he cursed the land and Yoshi's friends. You take on the mantle of Yoshi and are tasked with defeating all of your friends in order to raise the curse and save Yoshi's Island. Depending on how many times you died and the level of difficulty you played on, you'd be greeted with one of 6 different endings. With replayable single-player mode and addictively competitive multiplayer mode, this is one of the best Tetris games around. Except for the fact that it's not really Tetris. But that's an argument for another day. Number 3, Killer Instinct. So for those of you who didn't know, Killer Instinct started as an arcade game that was developed by Rare and published by Midway and Nintendo. This fighting game was the first to implement the auto doubles, which gave the player the ability to press a certain sequence of buttons to perform a combo. The combo breaker, which is pretty self-explanatory, and the double life bar, where one player lost all health on the first bar, the match would be restarted with player 1 entering the second bar of health, and player 2 would continue with whatever health they had left from the first round. Although this is on Xbox, thanks to Microsoft's purchase of Rare, the fact that Killer Instinct hasn't been on Nintendo's Virtual Console, despite the fact that Nintendo helped publish it, is just criminal. Hopefully this'll make up for it. Number 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power! This game was my childhood. I really like the Ninja Turtles. Play as whichever turtle you like as you progress through the side-scrolling beat-em-up port of the classic arcade game. Do battle with Rocksteady, Bebop, Krang, Baxter, Stockman, and Shredder, just to name a few, as you attempt to save the Statue of Liberty, until Shredder sends them back in time. The Turtles must use all of their skills in order to go home and save the world from Super Shredder. This game isn't very long, and as the standard bearer for beat-em-ups and by staying close to the source material, this was a must-play. And the number 1 game that must be on the SNES Classic is Contra III. Probably no surprise here, as Contra is one of my all-time favorites from the NES. The game follows a descendant of the original Contra game, Jimbo and Sully, as the aliens that were starting to invade Earth from the previous installments finally launch a full-scale war. This game stayed true to its roots with traditional side-scrolling shooting levels, while also implementing top-down shooting levels thanks to its newly implemented L and R buttons. It was a wonderful evolution in a great franchise that shows what true teamwork can accomplish. And you kinda have to rely on it because there's no Konami code in this one, kids. And those are the top 10 multiplayer games I think should be on the SNES Classic. Do you guys think there's any other better multiplayer games? Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't worry, there's still 10 more games to come on the list. If you haven't seen the first one, go watch that. And if you haven't seen the next one that hasn't come out yet, wait for it. But if this is in the future, go watch it now. For everyone here at 24KevinTendo, I'm your host, 24Kevin. I gotta go though. I gotta go make that next video. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!